Hello, Freeway family. It's a pleasure to be able to come to you today to talk to you about something that I'm very excited about, and that is our return to church. I know almost every single day I have people emailing, texting, and phoning me to find out when are we going back to church. And I want to just begin by saying that we are planning to go back to church very soon, and I'm looking forward to that time. We have been through a season of time that has been very difficult for so many people. They consider Freeway to be their very family, and so to be forced to stay away has been very difficult on many levels. We've had a number of events where that it would have been wonderful to have everyone together to be able to minister to some of those that were hurting because of losing loved ones or losing a job or something that was very traumatic in their life. And yet, we've had to try to do what we could through the phone and through the internet to try to minister to folks. And we've done what we have done, believing that we were being asked to do something that was helpful to others, to help protect others that were vulnerable to getting ill. And we have struggled with what the Bible teaches and what is being asked of us, because we believe that the First Amendment guarantees us a right to assemble and to worship the Lord freely. It's our right to do so. But because we were not being denied the right to worship the Lord, and we were doing something in the interest of helping others with their health, we endeavored to comply in as much as we were able. We've done everything at Freeway that we can do to try to protect the health and the safety of everyone involved, and yet still continue to bring meaningful ministry a number of times weekly through the internet. We have prayed and we have sought the Lord's face, and this week, having met with our church leaders, we have decided that May the 31st, Sunday, which is 2 weeks from today, we will be gathering together and we will have Back to Church Sunday. Now, on Back to Church Sunday, we're going to begin the first of 3 phases of endeavoring to return to some kind of a normal worship service schedule. But initially, phase 1 will involve 3 services. As we have considered what others are doing and sought the counsel of other pastors and of the Christian Law Association, there are many that have not really put a plan in place for those that are above the age of 65 or have a compromised immune system or are otherwise at an elevated risk to contract COVID-19. And yet, that comprises a larger percentage of our folks, and I wanted to make sure that we had a plan that included everybody. And so the first service on Sunday the 31st will be specifically for those that are above the age of 65 and are at a compromised health situation or perhaps more vulnerable to getting the coronavirus. And so we're going to be having a drive-in style of worship service here at the property at Freeway Baptist Church at 8:30 a.m. on May the 31st. And we will have an FM band set up for you to dial in, and you'll hear a live service. You'll see me. I'll be there on a platform in the parking lot itself. I'll see you. We'll be able to wave, but we'll ask you to remain in your vehicle so that you don't have to don masks and gloves and fill out questionnaires and the such like in order to come to church. But you'll be here. You'll be with your brothers and sisters in the Lord, and you'll be with your pastor. And we'll just ask that you remain in your vehicles unless necessity requires you to get out for some reason. Our second service will be at 10 o'clock, and that service will be held in the auditorium, and that's focused towards those families with children. Now, we'll be removing a number of the seats from the auditorium so folks can social distance, but families that live under the same rooftop will be able to sit together without the means of social distancing, but we'll have 6 feet in every direction around those individuals from other worshipers that gather. We're asking folks to be willing to have their temperature taken and to wear a mask. And also to understand that we'll not be using hymnals or handing out bulletins or even passing an offering plate because we're trying to endeavor to avoid anything that might potentially pass a virus along to someone else. We'll have a receptacle strategically placed in 3 locations around the property so that folks can leave their offerings there and they'll be collected after each service. And so that 10 o'clock service will be geared towards families with children. And then at 11:30, we'll be having a general invitation service once again in the auditorium. And at that time, our Spanish ministry will meet in the fellowship hall, and they will social distance there at the tables because there's space enough for them to be able to do so. And we'll continue with the same practice of social distancing at the 11:30 service. Now, when you arrive on these days for the latter 2 services, there'll be someone there to take your temperature and to ask you a few health questions as you come in. Please know that we're taking every precaution to protect you. We'll be sanitizing every part of the building before and after every service, as well as cleaning the restrooms, sanitizing the restrooms after every use. And we have a team that's committed to this, that'll be undergoing training to help protect our worshipers in every way. And initially, in phase 1, we will not have our nursery or Sunday school ministry for the children. Phase 2 will include nursery and some of the children. And then phase 3 will be a return to Sunday school as well as our nursery ministry. Phase 4 would include our bus ministry, and we have some benchmarking that we have established that will help us know when to move on to the next phase. And by faith, we believe that that's going to be very quickly. And I want you to know that it's my desire to be able to hug your neck and shake your hand. That's just the kind of loving church family that we have. But initially, we're going to ask that you not shake hands. We're going to ask that you maintain proper social distancing, meaning 6 feet of space between you and those that you're visiting with. We're going to ask that there not be any hugging or congregating in close proximity with those that are not living within your own household. And we're all looking forward to that day where we can remove masks and we can shake hands once again. And that's something that I long for. And I just want you to know how much I love you, and I thank God for your support through these days, both through your prayers and through your financial contributions. And then so many of you have just been in touch with our offices to send a word of encouragement, and we love you for that, and we're so grateful to the Lord for all of you. But in the meantime, I just want to tell you that you should mark your calendar 2 weeks from today on May the 31st, 3 services, 8:30, a drive-in service here at the church. That'll be a live service. And at 10 o'clock, in the auditorium, and then 11:30 in the auditorium as well. And we'll be posting this information to our website where you can access it there. And also we'll be talking to you more about it every day as we come to you through Facebook Live and through Zoom meetings, as well as sermon audio. And be in prayer for us as we prepare, and be alert to updates as they come along. And just know that we're doing everything that we can do to try to honor the Lord and be a blessing to His people. Between now and the 31st, invite your friends, set your calendar, plan to be there, and I will look forward to seeing you then.